just recently my grandma passed away, and it's just, man, I just see family drama, bro. Like it's
Like what?
like just siblings, bro, fighting over stupid stuff, and people hold grudges and don't want to forgive and get along. Man, life's too short, bro.
Yeah.
Like life's too short, and that's something that I saw. Like, even not putting all my dirt out there, but like there's hostility in the family, bro, and you could just see the division, and that's what the enemy wants, right? And like, if I hope, I can't really recall like having a grudge that really made me bitter, but the Bible talks about that, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's a couple of scriptures that I sent you that I kind of wanted to chop it up about. Was this one's out of Ephesians 4:31. It says, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as Christ has forgiven you." Right? And I think bitterness is one of those things that haunts you, right? Like, it doesn't even bother the other person in a sense, right? Like, you can control how you feel, I guess. And that's something that we've talked about, right? Like, I talked to a few friends, like, dude, don't let people dictate how you feel. And that's something I think that goes hand in hand with forgiveness. Like, forgiveness is for you in a sense, right? Like, when you ask for forgiveness, or you seek forgiveness from God or the person itself, like, you're healed. You there's something about forgiveness. Yeah, it's nice to ask for forgiveness, but I don't really care if you accept my apology or how I feel. It's about how I feel in a sense, right? Like, I don't know. Have you experienced holding a grudge, and like, did it eat you, bitterness?
Yeah, you know what? So, like you mentioned, the Bible says, forgive because we've been forgiven. And at different times in my life I've struggled with holding a grudge or bitterness, and it had to do like family things, mostly for my mother. I won't go into the whole story about that, but I was very unforgiving towards her, and was very bitter. And that actually led to me doing a lot of the stupid stuff I did when I was young, like running the streets and doing all that stuff. And then, different times, like my in-laws, when we first got to meet each other, there was a lot of things that were said and done during that time that I held on to for a long time. But when you try to look at it from like the standpoint where God says, forgive because you've been forgiven. You know what I mean? And I think like the crappy person I am and everything, and know that God still forgives me and loves me. Yeah. And then it's like, who am I? Who am I to hold on to a grudge or be bitter at someone for something that they did to me when I'm just as guilty as they are? And no matter how much you try to convince yourself, because there's people that Christians that like to think that they're just the next thing to
Jesus.
Yeah.
There's Jesus, and then there's me.
Yeah. Gotcha. And it's like, no, it's like, if forgiveness wasn't such a big thing, it wouldn't be, how many times we were talking earlier that it's mentioned in the Bible?
Yeah. In the King James version, it's like 95 times.
Yeah.
Right. In the King James, that it talks about forgiveness.
Yeah,
word forgiveness, right?
And then forgiveness too, when you get older and you start holding on to these things, like, it takes a toll on like your body too. You're just exhausted. There's that you're sitting in your room and it's all you can think about is what they did to me or what didn't happen. But if you look at it as like you yourself need forgiveness, it's a lot easier to forgive others. So like for my mom, I looked at the things I did to her, maybe things that happened to her, or my in-laws, like what I did to them. And it's like, who am I to hold on to a grudge when I'm just as guilty? Yeah.
And then, yeah, I agree with all that. And I think I remember a few times where I was kind of bitter, right? And you just can't get over it. And it's just like, I think a part of me didn't want to get over it, right? Yeah. Like, because if you wanted to get over it, you could. You like pray about it and just forgive and
that's important
and just
too.
Move on.
It's important about praying, because sometimes it's hard to get over it.
Right.
But praying, keep going.
That's it. And like when you're truly ready to move on, like you have to pray about it and ask for forgiveness, to the ability to forgive, because it's not an easy trait, dude. We're fleshly people. It's human, and we're selfish. Like people are selfish, and we make it about us. Oh, you hurt me, and I'm not gonna get over this. Like,
you did that, yeah. You know, it's funny too. Like, cause you get Okay, there's forgiveness, like we think of like family drama and stuff, but I think sometimes Christians neglect some of the other types of forgiveness type things. So, like, say you're applying for this different position at the job, and then the other person gets it,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh well, look
That
at
dude
why.
didn't look at
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's an
So
idiot.
I feel like there's a lot of Christians that fall into that too, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I forgive everybody, but then you're hating on old girl that got the position
Yeah,
that
man.
you wanted.
There's a time. Now that we're talking about that, my boy Tony. I'll shout him out. Tony B Breezy, right? And I shared it with him. Like we had a heart
He
to
beat
heart.
you out of a job.
Yeah, man. Like we put in for the same position, and at the time, like I felt like I needed that job, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was about I had just left the job that I had, and I put in for another position, and I felt like I was fully capable. Like I interviewed well. I felt like the position should have been mine. And then my homie got the job, right? At the time, we were like, we knew each other, but we weren't like friends, right?
Yeah.
And then he got the job, bro, and I was like upset about it, dude. And then, anyways, long story short, another month or two went by. Another position opened up for the same job. I put in for it. I got it. And then we ended up working together, like in the same office. We saw each other every day, and we started to sharpen each other when it came to God, right? And
Yeah.
I shared with him, dude, that I was like upset, like in a way, like, and then come to find out, like he really needed the job more than I did.
Yeah.
Like God knew what he was doing, bro. Like God knew that he needed the job more than I did at the time, and then somehow we ended up working together, and we sharpened each other, right? Theologically, like we started to push each other in prayer, reading, and so it ended up good. But I was kind of bitter,
Yeah.
at the time, dude. It was crazy. But
Yeah.
God works, man.
Yeah.
But real quick, a scripture that I want to read, another one, is out of Matthew 6:14, and it says, "If you forgive those who sin against you, your heavenly Father will forgive you. But if you refuse to forgive others, your Father will not forgive your sins."
Yeah. See, you're gonna die, and you're gonna be standing
In front of God, man.
Yeah, the
All
Almighty.
because I was bitter.
Yeah, and then you're gonna hold on to something that somebody did to you. And you know what's scary about that too, about not trying to hurry up and get past the forgiveness, is that you never know. And I lost a lot of people recently. You never know when it's game over.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? You could be healthy, nobody, no clue, and then next thing you know, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing I would say, dude, is like if you're holding a grudge, if you're holding on to somebody hurt you, and it's normal, man. We get hurt. We get hurt over things, or I felt like I should have did this, or they did this to me, whatever. Like, we're human. You're going to go through a season or a time period where you're upset and you're mad about it. But when you simmer in it and you just allow it to take over your thoughts and your heart and how
When
you
mistreating, when
feel.
you start mistreating people.
Yeah, man. Like,
there's a kid in elementary school that I still.
let me pray for you.
Nah, dude, I want to go find him and I want to fight him. I won't forget. I'm gonna wait to the very last second before I forget.
Did you know
He stole my X-Men cards,
if you
dude.
don't forgive him,
Yeah.
our Father in heaven will not forgive you?
But he stole my X-Men cards.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna make fun of you
And he
because
called
you
me
had
Big Head Charlie.
X-Men. Well,
You didn't have X-Men?
you had a big
You didn't
head,
play
bro.
with X-Men in elementary school?
No, dude, I was.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're back in Thundercats days.
What is
Because you're like 50.
What is?
Look, he got mad.
I'm gonna forgive you for that. I'm gonna forgive you for what you
Thundercats?
just said.
What
No,
cartoons
bro.
did you watch when you were a kid?
He-Man.
Okay, He-Man.
I was little.
Yeah.
I watched Saved by the Bell, bro.
Oh, my God.
I pretended that I was AC Slater. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about.
I know AC Slater. I'm just saying, like, I can.
Anyway, so should we forgive Gavi?
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete all his music from my playlist.
No, dude.
No?
It is kind of odd to listen to some music though, because I won't go on all them. There's some other Christian rappers that I know that came out as even being homosexual, and it changed the music for me. It did.
And are you still jamming them?
No, but not like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to them type stuff. It's not like that. If the music was like a song that I was just really into, but it changed it to me. It changed what was saying to me a little bit. But I don't feel like Gavi's got songs like that I'm just like, you know what I mean?
I don't know, dude. Anyways, forgive people.
Yeah, forgive people.
Forgive me, bro.
No, dude. I'm gonna hold on to it just one more day.
All right, man. That's all I got, dude. We just kind of want to talk about forgiveness and like seriously, bro, just let it go. Like, let it go. You know what? Disney had it right with Elsa, bro.
Let it go.
Just let it go.
Do we? No, I won't go there.
Go ahead, bring it.
No, I was gonna talk about Christians forgiving, like political views, things like that, different things,
Like what?
all kinds of stuff.
Like what? Be specific.
Okay. No, I don't want to go there right now. All right, I got a good one then. All right, so especially like a lot of these Christian rap Facebooks or Instagrams and stuff like that, and then you'll see like Lecrae. I'll post a picture like he had Daniel in the lion's den, and it was a black Daniel. And so he's like, if you notice that it's a black Daniel and this and that, then you're the problem. And then people start talking in the chat and this and that. He's like, what do I as a Christian? I mean, I have my own feelings, but I'm gonna put it like this: what do I as a white guy that says he's
A white
Christian,
evangelical Christian.
yeah, white evangelical, go get my Trump ad, dude. But like, what do I do for the ones that's like, oh, they took our this, they did that. Like, what does a white guy like me do to get forgiveness from the ones that would say, oh, they're the black church or whatnot? Like, okay, white people, slavery, the American culture, this and that. What do I got to do to get forgiveness for something?
Something that you didn't even do.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I have a problem with the black Daniel because theologically speaking, this occurred
Yeah.
in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Historically, like we know that.
Yeah.
There's really very slim chance that Daniel was black.
Well, then what about the white Daniel?
He wasn't white either.
But how come you've had all these years to call out white
I didn't
Daniel?
say
Why are you
anything.
waiting until now?
I didn't call out
But
anybody.
that's what people
You
say.
just said Lecrae posted a picture of a black Daniel.
That's the kind of the argument that starts happening is people are like, oh, well, you ain't had a problem with white Jesus until now. And it's like, I ain't even really even seen a lot of pictures of Jesus. I don't know where you went. Like how I was always taught is there was no images of. The fact, the only picture of a white Jesus I see is my homie Renee Flores, his family that lived down the street from me. You went into their house, they have Jesus everywhere.
And he was white.
He's a white dude, white boy.
Like blue eyes?
Blue eyes.
See, well, I don't know. My kid's Hispanic and he has blue eyes. So it's possible. But we know that Jesus had a Jewish descent.
Yeah.
Probably darker in pigmentation. Definitely wasn't black.
Complexion.
It's possible he was black, but I don't think.
But no, that's to go back.
He wasn't white.
You hear people say, "Oh, American history, this, and that," and they're Christians. They're Christians, and then it's like, well, what do I got to do to get forgiveness for all these other atrocities that you say that were committed in the country?
So you're saying when people look at you,
yeah,
they categorize you,
yeah,
as a white dude, and
so automatically I'm responsible for anything
for
and everything.
Oppression and everything.
Anything and everything that happens in today's day and age.
That's interesting.
Which at the end of the day, it don't bother me because a lot of times.
Well, obviously it bothers.
Well, I'm about to get there. A lot of times, like if it's in public, a lot of times it comes from people that hadn't even experienced anything of what I experienced. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, whatever, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Where I come from, you ain't even gonna be accepted. So you can try to pretend or whatnot, but you come to the streets where I'm from, I don't care what color your skin color is, they're not gonna like you. Like they're gonna know you. You know what I'm saying? But when you got Christians that you're a Christian, you know what I mean? Sin doesn't have a skin color.
Right.
Why are you so hung up on skin color? Like if you get into the thing of like saying like, okay, you want white folks to stand up for if there's any sort of injustice and stuff like that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I seen Billy Graham go and snatch a cord that separated whites and blacks. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of times there's things where people have had to stand up or whatnot, but how come from the black community or any that's a minority when you don't hear a lot of them taking up for like white folks?
I feel like you're specifically talking about Lecrae. Like
No, I'm not specifically talking about Lecrae.
No, I think you are.
No.
I would Lecrae. I'm gonna tag him, bro. Let's see what he's got to say. You gonna
No,
battle him?
I don't. No, I don't call him that. I'm just saying, like, you know, it does though. Like from the Christian hip hop artists that I do listen to, and they always have something to say about white injustice, white privilege, critical race theory. This happened. All these different things that they mention, but I've never heard one person say, like, if we're supposed to bury each other's burdens, like I carry the burden of slavery, that everything's happened to Native American, regardless of what history says. Like if we want to talk about slavery throughout the beginning of time, like I'll make an argument. Well, we're just going to stay in America. Slavery, the civil rights movement, everything. You know, we're supposed to bear each other's burden. Those are burdens that I've carried from the time I was born without even asking for it. No matter know that my dad has told me from the beginning, my dad has said, you never mistreat anybody by their skin color. I grew up poor, a broken home, drugs, gangs, the whole nine that everybody talks about. But I still carry the burden of slavery. Anything that's bad happened in America, I carry the burden, whether I want to or not. When you gonna stand up? You're Hispanic. Why don't you take up for me? Tell the camera right now.
This is deep, bro. I was just talking about Goffy and his photos, bro. Like you took it. I'm just saying, don't take photos and send them married women,
You
bro.
said forgiveness, and I was like,
this. I need to pray for you, bro. Like this is deep. This is.
I don't care. I said I don't care, but you want to talk about something.
This is a whole nother episode, bro.
It is another episode.
Yeah, like we've run out of time, but we're gonna jump into that right now.
People act like I'm just walking around with a clan suit on. Nah, but you know, you do see some people. You do see some people that that African American get on there that are pastors like that. I can't pronounce his name right. That Vadi Bachman or whatever.
Yeah, Vadi Bachman.
I've heard him say things, but then you see the other side of people. They come after him and crucify him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then it's like, dang man. The last time I checked, like all have sinned, right? All have sinned.
Yeah,
and that forgiveness, like you were talking about, and sin is the root. It's why we live in a fallen world. It has nothing to do with skin color, unless you put yourself in a where they make it a skin color thing. Then I just think you're racist, you know.
Yeah.
But
that's a lot to unpack. I'm gonna have to think about this.
Yeah, you might save that for later.
Yeah. So we're gonna come back with another episode right now.
All right, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna talk about what you feel.
Oh, okay. So I gotta restate all that?
No, we'll just go right into it. But anyways, we're gonna end this episode. I feel like you have a lot on your heart, and you have a grudge, and you need to ask.
No, I don't got no grudge.
Well, I think you're mad at Lecrae, and
I'm not even mad at Lecrae. Lecrae's. I can't wait for him to drop a new album. The one he just did with 1KQ is on my look.
We're gonna pray for forgiveness.
No, I'm about to bring it out, Lecrae, because I don't want him coming at me. He probably never see this, but see, I got the new album.
All right, bottom line, forgive, right? Forgive. And that's it, bro. Don't hold grudges.
Don't hold grudges.
Don't hold
Forgiveness.
grudges. Forgiveness.
Because you've been forgiven.
And the Bible even talks about it. Like, if you don't forgive, he won't forgive. Right? That's a scary thought, bro.
It is.
Like, I didn't make that up. It says it. It says it like, if you don't forgive, he won't forgive. Right? So it's kind of like the ruler that you have, he's going to have too, right? In a sense. So
just remember, you're not better than anybody.
Yeah.
And you're just as prone of making mistakes as.
So I'm going to give Gavi some grace.
Yeah.
Just don't. If he sent pictures like that to my wife, bro, I wouldn't.
Do you think he could take you?
I could go from hood to holy real quick, bro.
I think he'd beat you up, dude.
Dude, I would wreck Gavi, bro.
I think he'd beat you up.
I'm a Christian with a gun. That's another. Is that? Can Christians have guns?
Oh yeah,
I do.
See, we're going all over now because I'll talk about that too. I was thinking about that yesterday.
All right, that's it, bro. Peace out.
Hey, thanks guys for tuning in. Lino and Chuck Deeps. Again, we ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Tune in next time for another awesome episode.